So Taipei last year, Taiwan's constitutional court ruled in favor of same-sex marriage, and the nation is slowly moving toward this eventuality. So it's great news for the queer citizens, especially in Asia, where equality is far behind North America and Europe. So visit some of the largest gay saunas in Asia right there in Taipei. Who would have guessed, huh? Or hit up local clubs, which focus on everything from hot bears to hot beats. That's pretty cool. And my adopted city of where I spent the last 34 years of my life, Austin, Texas. Locals in Austin promote the concept of keeping Austin weird. Yep, that is the motto, keep Austin weird. And I actually lived in Pflugerville, which was between Round Rock and Austin. And the motto was Pflugerville between a rock and a weird place. Haha. But anyway, you'll see shirts that say that. Everybody wears Keep Austin Weird. So LGBTQ travelers find a naturally welcoming place right there in Austin. It's known worldwide for great music, restaurant scenes, music festivals. It's really a great place and a fun place to hang out. Barcelona, Spain. The capital of Catalonia, Barcelona, is a wealth of incredible architecture. Again, beautiful boulevards, amazing foods, some of the friendliest people in the world. There's a stroll around called Gay Zample, the local neighborhood, where La Rambla, perhaps Barcelona's best known street, or spend the day at the city's lovely beaches and fall in love with the Spanish paradise. I love that. Gay examples and neighborhoods. That's funny. Puerto Rico, Mexico. Now, there's no bad time to visit Mexico City, perched on a graceful bay. Queer travelers seem to take it over each year from October through May, when temperatures across much of the U.S. are colder. So it's hardly a month or two that pass by without a major annual event, from Pride to New Year's to the White Party. So, guys and girls, I may have to visit Puerto Vallarta. I've never been to Puerto Vallarta, and that's probably really fun. Wouldn't you like to go to the White Party? We'll have to put that on the bucket list. Asheville, North Carolina. This magical North Carolina city is set amidst the state's western mountains and is perhaps most famous for the nearby Biltmore Estate. But there is a vibrant and active LGBTQ community here, and visitors will enjoy its progressive town's college vibe, extensive art scene, and abundant natural beauty. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Now, we all know about the pretty bodies in Brazil. Yeah. And there's some great hot spots for queer travelers. Even with the country taking a more conservative tack politically, the home of the Copacabana and Ipanema is still a worthwhile visit for gay singles or couples. The weather here is lovely year-round, and the exchange rate is a definite positive for American travelers. Here's another little surprise. Saba, Dutch Caribbean. Located a short ferry ride away from St. Martin, Saba is loved for its beautiful ocean vistas and seclusion, as it's not on the radar for many Caribbean tourists and too small for mega cruise liners to stop at. So queer travelers are warmly welcomed here. It was actually the first island in the Caribbean to legally approve same-sex marriage back in 2012. Shucks, Saba, they've been way ahead of the curve. Mexico City, Mexico. Queer equality has been a reality in much of Mexico for years, and gay travelers will find a vibrant, active community in the country's capital city. Of course, the bar scenes are fantastic, and this is just a great place for museums, food, and plenty of outdoor, outside options to hang out. So that is this week's. I think it's top 9, middle 9. I did the top 10 last week. And next week, I'll do the rest. There were 30 on this list, thanks to Travel Pulse, my one of my go-to travel vendors that I use for information in the travel industry and for travel agents. And I'll do the rest next week. And I hope you enjoyed that. Travel trends for the week. So next, we're going to talk about group trips. We're going to talk about weekly news. Cuba's on the list again. Oh, my God. And unfortunately, Dominican Republic and the CDC and measles. So when I get back, we're going to get through the really icky stuff, and then we're going to step it back up, and we'll have Joaquin Arias, our guest speaker for the day. This is Karen Duncan, your bucket list buster. I shall be back in a minute.
If you like the sound of vacationing at a 5-star luxury included resort, Sandals has a symphony of romantic indulgences just for you. Sandals hits all the right notes for two people in love. Miles of pristine beaches harmonize with beautiful turquoise seas. Love Nest suites are orchestrated with private plunge pools and tranquility soaking tubs for two. The tempo increases with unlimited land and water sports, including scuba diving and golf. Your taste buds are treated to a rhapsody of 5-star global gourmet dining at up to 16 world-class restaurants, including endless pours of premium spirits and wine, music to anyone's ears. From live entertainment to taxes, tips, and transfers, it's all included, all unlimited, and only at Sandals, the world's only 5-star luxury included resorts, voted world's best 21 years in a row.
Contact your certified sandal specialist at Peaks Cruises and Tours, 512-529-3696. Welcome back to your Bucket List Buster. Karen Duncan here, your host. Hey, if you are a business, or you provide a service, or you would like some information out about a nonprofit that you are looking for international support for, or you want to reach an international market, contact me and let's see if you can't become a sponsor of one of our segments or one of our shows. You can do the whole show if you would like to. You can contact me at 512-529-3696 or just send me an email to yourbucketlistbuster@gmail.com. I'd be happy to talk to you. So let's talk about travel news today. It's so much going on. So Cuba, as you know, the United States has decided that Americans can no longer travel to Cuba under the reasons why we were able to go in the first place, or when President Barack Obama opened it up, the cruise lines were able to go as long as we provided some people-to-people experience. And now it has been shut down, and it was shut down pretty drastically in one day. So now the ships that were sailing to Cuba from the United States have had to change their itineraries. And it's very unfortunate. I've had some customers that they were within days of leaving, and there were people that were actually on the boats, on their cruises, and when we got the word, and they had to redirect those ships to take them to different ports. And it's very disappointing for people that have been planning. Some people plan their trips for a year or two out. There are still some circumstances under which you may travel to Cuba. And we have a vendor, Apple Vacations, who was on our show a few months ago, where you can do a package with them where they provide the air and the hotels for you to be able to go to Cuba. And there's some other companies that are out there that are still being allowed to do it. And they have very specific and stringent things that are required for you to be able to travel there. And they have to document and make sure that you meet those qualifications if you go. So if you're still interested in Cuba, let us know. I can send you some information. like I said, you can contact me at yourbucketlistbuster@gmail.com, and I can send you some information regarding what those things are and how you can make it work if you're still planning to try and get to Cuba. It's an amazing place, and it's unfortunate. I really, it's a political thing. And some people are, yes, they were glad that they were cut off. Others are disappointed. I feel for the Cuban people. Not the people that are in politics in Cuba, but the locals who were trying to build a life through tourism, and those few dollars helped a lot. And I know that people always say, well, they're having to give half their money to the government, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but now they have nothing, or they have a lot less. So anyway, I won't go on there. So let's talk about the concerns in the Dominican Republic. There have been some really concerning incidents of U.S. citizens dying in Dominican here of late, and it seems like every week for the last month or so it's been happening, and it's pretty serious. So are there concerns? Yes. Travelers are also reporting illnesses and negative experiences. People have been beat up, people have been shot, and I usually say we have to take these things in perspective. There are more people traveling that are not having these issues than people that are, but the fact that we're dealing with people dying is significant, and people being shot is significant. People getting ill and having same illnesses is significant. Now, they have come back and said that some of the people that have died of natural causes, heart attacks, so on and so forth. But what we don't know and understand is there may have been some underlying health issues that these people had, and because they came in contact with whatever it is that's been killing people, making people sick, they died. Okay, so that's what we have to look at. So a group of Jimmy Buffett fans, members of the Central Oklahoma Parrot Head Association at station KFOR and NBC News, became very ill while staying at Hotel Riu in Punta Cana in April. In May, a Delaware woman said that on Facebook she was beaten and left for dead in January. That was also in Punta Cana. Where have the incidents happened? These are the hotels. Luxury Bahia Principe, owned by Bahia. Bahia Principe Hotel and Resort Playa Nuevo Romana. The Terra Linda and Salsa, and the Excellence Resort in Punta Cana, which I personally have stayed at. So I feel sorry for these folks. Other incidents have been reported at Hotel Riu, Palace, Macaya in Punta Cana, the Majestic Resort in Punta Cana, and DL Bar and Lounge in Santo Domingo. The most recent travel advisory issued on April 15th noted violent crime, including armed robbery, homicide, and sexual assault, is a concern throughout the Dominican Republic. The wide availability of weapons, the use of trade of illicit drugs, and a weak criminal justice system contribute to the high level of criminality on the broader scale. So, folks, be vigilant when you're going to the Dominican if you're still going. Just be careful. And keep your drinks with you. Don't eat or drink anything unusual. And we don't know if they're becoming ill because of food and drink at their resort, or if it was something that happened outside the resort. We just don't know. So let's move on. CDC warns U.S. travelers about measles in cases in Europe. So the United States CDC, or the Centers for Disease Control, announced its concern for travelers heading to Europe as the number of measles cases around the world continues to rise. According to KOAA.com, CDC officials reveal several top destinations in Europe are reporting an increase in confirmed measles outbreaks, with the number of cases jumping 300% in the first 3 months of 2019 compared to last year. Ukraine has the highest number of confirmed cases. Other countries such as France, Greece, and Italy are also being impacted. As a result, unvaccinated travelers heading to these destinations would be at risk. When these international